Peace and light and love, family. Thank you for getting with me yet again this week. I wanted to check in real quick and see just how everybody's doing, how they've been working with this new moon energy. That shit's been in effect. And it's still a little difficult for me to gain my momentum. I don't know about anybody else. If they hitting the ground running, I'm still feeling hermit mode-ish, a little something, like I'm gaining the momentum, but I'm just not quite there yet. But last time I was working with the full moon energy, I was working with the goddess Oshun, minding my business, working with Oshun, doing that moon work that I be doing, and with that, I just got a lot of powerful insight. Gave me this work with the number 5, and the number 5 is all about that change and transformation. And then with working with that energy, in comes the goddess Oya that shows up with that maroon flowing dress on. She had that long skirt on, and I'm like, oh, what's this about? And then all of a sudden I heard all over. I'm like, what the hell? I open up my eyes, I see trees bending and shit is going down outside. About 5 minutes was this crazy ass windstorm, right? My husband's like, you see that shit is going down? I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Goddess Oya coming through like nobody's business. Along with that too came the goddess Hecate, came the goddess Kali in full effect in a powerful way, right? And all of these goddesses came up. Then I reached out to my sister priestess, Cosmic Enchantment, and she really came and gave this work about the goddess Hecate. She has so much information on these dark goddesses. I had to get her on here so that she can give us the 411 on getting us in alignment with dealing with that, and she did that in a masterful and mighty way. And I am so grateful to be connected with somebody that was able to assist me. I gotta tell y'all, man, I was working with the goddess Hecate a long time ago when I was going through a lot of changes, and this sister right here came and gave me this work that really helped me to work with this goddess in a productive and profound way, man. I'm here to tell you. See, she all about when you at that crossroads of destiny, when shit's about to change, when you about to make some major changes in your life. This is when this particular goddess show up. This is big game energy right here, right? This is big time right here. So this was letting me know that some major shit was going down. And so I did check out the astrology charts and everything. And of course, all of us astrology nerds know that this Pluto return is in effect. That was going down on the 22nd of February, where that energy was all about transformation and change. And they're saying the United States, they're not saying this is what actually happened, my bad y'all, but the United States is down for a Pluto return. And what this, and we weren't in this particular energy until I ain't even got to know what it was, that 1876 or some shit like that. It was a long time ago when they signed the Declaration of Independence, right? A long time ago. Hold up, where I got that shit at? I got it up in here somewhere. I can't find it though. But anyway, it was at that time, right, when they signed the Declaration, 1776, my bad, when they signed the Declaration of Independence, right? Of course, they were talking that all men are created equal, whatever. So a lot of people was like, okay, so when the founding fathers all supposedly got together and put this together, shit wasn't right and exact. Now we got this Pluto return that's coming in here. This is all about change. This is about transformation. This is about revealing a lot of this darkness that's going on in this world. And don't nobody got a dark history like the United States of America. And so a lot of that shit is beginning to be exposed, and it is going to continue. Put your seatbelts on, family, because it is definitely going to be going down. And these dark goddesses, They came in here with a theme of justice. We had Oya coming in here with that mighty, powerful wind. We had Cali who came through in a big and powerful way. A demon slayer family. You know what I'm saying? And we had that goddess Hecate that came through letting you know we at a crossroads. These are all moon goddesses. That dark goddess energy. This is a powerful time, and these are some goddesses that really help you to shift in a powerful and major way. So definitely shout out to that priestess for bringing us that information. But then she turns back, calls me a little bit later after the show, a couple days, my bad, and wanted me to peep the flag, the Turkish flag, right? The Turkish flag carries the same symbolage of the goddess Hecate. And I said, wow, how powerful was that? So that was some confirmation. So her calling me the next day, just pointing that out, just, you know what I'm saying, just really got me to go over and examine that. And then come find out, you know, word on the street is that over there in the Ukraine, they would, you know, not letting black folks get up out of there. They getting everybody else out, all the women and children, but not getting black folks. But then there was this other black dude that got on there and said that is a goddamn lie. And there's no such a thing, you know, that particular bullshit, right? And that's not going on over there. It was fake news. However, that was not his experience. And I'm not going to say that these people were making that shit up. It was fake news and it was a damn ass lie, because history is our most grounded teacher yet again on the way that many blacks are treated, not just here in the United States, but all over the world. So even if there was a particular experience that went down like that, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is how everybody is rolling and this is how everybody is getting down. But we do need to connect to the reality that there are a lot of people that are still on board with that particular program, and that's the way some tainted folks is getting down in these streets. And we got to come to terms with that, right? And so now we sitting here and we're spending all of our energy feeding into chasing all of the racists and shit like that that's out in these streets and all of that. Well, let me let you in on a very unfortunate truth. They don't give a fuck about you. Can we shift now? Can we shift the focus? Huh? Right. Anyway, that's what it is. Times they are a-changing. Let's put our energy into where it needs to go, right? Because now we already know the history. We already see how shit's changing. The alignment is here. It is time for us to start focusing on getting in alignment with our assignment. Fuck what you heard, huh? We clear on that. But maybe they'll change and something else will change. Yeah. Because we entitled to do that. Have a swag change. We entitled to do that. Yeah. Holistic Appeal is out in the streets, turned loose in the streets. What we got right here is a concise holistic approach to connecting to sexual energy to increase our appeal. And you can go to Amazon Books and type that in, and it's showing up. It's gonna do what it do. Because when I wrote this book, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I wrote this book a few years ago, and I'm just now publishing it. So it felt like really with this work that I was more doing editing and fixing a lot of shit, right? Because I was in a very different space at that particular time. Like, this was at a time when I wanted to conquer the world through winning friends and influencing people, you know? And I utilized my sexual energy to reinvent myself. And I was wildly successful in making that happen. But that's where I was. And not so important no more. Not so important no more, hindsight. But if this is something that you're interested in, this is definitely a good book that will help you to get in the frequency, to get in alignment so that you can be a lot more magnetic and attracting a lot of positive interaction. This ain't a book about getting laid. I mean, a little something, but not really, no. This is about getting an energetic alignment to be more magnetic so that you can attract a lot of good shit that's coming about. Well, this is what worked for me at that particular time. And that's where I'm at. That's where I was at that particular time. But my focus changed. Right? My focus has definitely changed. Now, this shit still matters. But I moved past that energy. Right? So I ain't really focused on that no more. As gung-ho as I was going to make this the whole campaign of my life. And so I was gung-ho about that shit. And you know what I'm saying? I even put the outfit planner together and shit like that. I wasn't fucking around. However, I moved past that energy. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. And that's a swag change like nobody's business, right? And so I started noticing a whole bunch of shit, like the shit that charged me up. A lot of shit. Shit just changed. It's crazy. See, this is what middle age is doing for a sister right now. Shit that charged me up began to shift, right? The shit that I used to do, shit that I used to like. Some of it, of course, I still like a lot of the shit that I did, but a lot of the shit, it just feels different. The vibe is different. A really good example, we go to the bar. Me and my husband, we go to a bar on date night, and we are regulars there. And we order the special, because we like to go on happy hours before the hooligans show up, all of that simple shit. That's where we at. And we ordered Long Island iced tea, right? And we go to this bar every week. We regulars there. They know who we are. These drinks is only $5. And we are known as good tippers. We come through. And so they hook our drinks up. And I am typically wasted when I walk up out of there. Because the only real drinker in this relationship is me. My husband's not a drinker. He just likes to go out with me. We having a good time. I think he likes the benefits of me drinking. Go home and shit changes. Shit's a little bit uninhibited. I don't know. Whatever the hell. I began to notice that the special drinks, the Long Island iced tea. Hold up. Let me, somebody is text messaging me. I thought I turned that shit off. My bad. So I started noticing that the drinks, when I'm going home, I'm sick and shit. You know what I'm saying? After the end of the day, I got a headache and all this. What in the hell type of drink is this? Now, I probably should know that if you're not asking for top shelf liquor, they're not finna give you that shit, right? But I noticed that this shit was in a plastic container, unmarked. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Just a plastic container. Like somebody just poured it in there. They could put piss in there for all we know. It is in a plastic container. Plastic container. I didn't know what the hell, right? And the only thing that I know for me, and in my, plastic's no good for me. Plastic's no good. And the cheapest shit is usually a plastic container. I remember my uncle back in the day, and he had some cheap ass jive ass vodka in a plastic bottle he used to keep in his back pocket in a paper bag. It was some trifling shit. I stole some, and it tasted like kerosene. Please believe me. It was terrible. Terrible it was. I'll never forget that shit. However, this is what we did. This is what the expectation was. We go to the bar, we walk on in there. They already getting our drinks ready. So by the time we sit down, our drinks is ready. We cracking it. And I struggled with saying something about that. Like, hey, listen, I don't want this shit no more, because, you know what I'm saying, number one, you put whatever in the hell is in that white container that you pouring into my glass, I'm super fucked up because I'm drinking half of his drink and all of mine. And I'm wasted. And I don't know what in the hell this is, but I know I feel terrible after drinking this at this particular level. So I go and I order a different drink. Swag change. Right? But my husband doesn't change his drink up. Why? Well, it's not having that effect on him. Because number one, he ain't taking that shit in like I am. And number two, he don't want to let the rhythm down. He don't want to stop that expectation. He holding space for the Long Island iced tea special. Not realizing you're killing me, you know? And what I started noticing is that after I changed, had them upgraded a little bit, whatever, you know what I'm saying? They make his drinks way stronger. Are they not noticing that I'm drinking this man's drink? When the hell they got his drink so strong for? He don't even drink. And he don't want to say shit about that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to mess with the rhythm. And this is some of the shit that I'm noticing that tends to happen. Is that we don't want to mess up the way shit was. So we keep it the same. And even though we're unhappy with it, this ain't where we want to be at. This is not working. It's no good. We stay in line for that shit. Crazy. We fall right in line. So I can keep repeating cycles over and over again. I'm getting this trifling ass drink that's making me sick as hell. And say nothing because I don't want to rock the boat. Or I can just speak up and say, hey, this, we ain't feeling this no more. Hey, and give him a Smirnoff Ice or some shit. Somebody give him a cooler. Change the game up. Make the adjustment. And be more true to what we really want to do, right? Make that adjustment. But we can't do that. We're not obligated to meet folks' expectations, I know. But, you know what I'm saying? Apparently, you know, we have decided to take responsibility on that. But what I have realized, I stepped in there different this time. I went in there and I got my shit together and I told him, I said, you order this drink, you on your own. I'm not drinking that shit for you no more. But of course I did. But I ain't doing it next time. Anyway, we allowed to evolve, we allowed to change, we allowed to shift. And I had so many mixed feelings after I put all of this work into this book. Then I realized you really didn't. Like, you wrote the book like a long time ago and you had to just go back and fix it and edit it and, you know what I'm saying, and redo it. You really didn't do too much with it. You didn't add new insights to it or anything. Well, I didn't really have any new insights to it. I thought that this was a pretty good work, though, for real. Now, I could have spun on that for the rest, you know what I'm saying, because I'm capable of doing that, too. This is why it took so long for me to move this shit. So, but now it's crazy because now I'm focused more on something different. I'm in a different space right now. Whatever. That shit's crazy how it works. But we get married to shit like that. Because we think this is the way that we've always done it. We got to keep it this way. And sometimes when you shift like that, it's not necessarily well received. I know so many times I've done shit and it's just not well received. I had to put some notes in here because the hummingbird came through. And the hummingbird reminds us to stay connected to those things that bring us joy. Because sometimes we get situations that rob us of peace and we ain't really got to take on that energy. I knew a woman that would always extend herself and go out of her way to her detriment because this is what we do. This is human nature, right? giving folks a ride, giving folks shit she ain't got, allowing shit she didn't want. You know, everybody knows somebody like that if you ain't that person. I have been there. And then when I decided I wasn't going to be that person no more, then I'm a jive ass person. Whatever. Be the jive ass person. At least I know whatever. But when the swag changes, the priorities shift. Because one thing we can always count on is change, if nothing else. You hear on the remix, Miss Blue always says, if nothing else moves you, life will. That's a pause moment right there. Because life will, if you don't. And it sure in the hell will. The hummingbird encourages us to do just that. To move on. To release what is no longer working and find what brings us joy. When the joy is gone, the direction, the swag needs to change. So we can think about what lights us up. What's bringing the joy vibe, right? I started spending a lot of time at the zoo. That's some shit that bring me the joy vibe. That's what lights me up. And when I walked up in the zoo, I noticed usually when greeting you at the entrance of the zoo when you come in there is the majestic tiger. And when I got there, the tiger wasn't there. I'm always looking forward to that. No tiger. What the hell? So I'm looking, the tiger ain't come out, he ain't do his thing, he ain't do nothing. So we got on about, we start walking about and everything, and you hearing, ow! That's his sound. Ow! I said, there you go, there go the tiger. He came on out. He said, I'm gonna let y'all know I'm available here, I'm here. And when we were leaving, he showed up in all his glory. Because first I couldn't see him. Right? See, here's where I was thinking. He reminds us. I had to look that up. I said, because I go to the zoo quite frequently, right? But I notice when there's glitches in the matrix, I kind of look into that. And so about this tiger, he reminds you that you will soon experience a surge of passion and of power. But first I couldn't see him. I ain't see him at all. This energy. But then I heard his roar. Ow! And then he rose up and showed his majestic self. The tiger. You better expect some shit to go down. It's going down. And so now we getting into a place where everybody's starting to shift into a new swag. A new energy, a new way to go. So the hummingbird showing up, reminding you to find your joy by any means necessary. And the tiger showing up when he did, reminding us to rise and be great authentically. Because sometimes the swag has to change so that we can connect to our joy that lights us up. And then we can authentically step into our power. Please, please light a candle for justice. Every Thursday in alignment with the energy of growth and expansion. We want to see this happen. We need justice. We need justice. Light a candle for justice. Please, please. Peace and light. Peace and love, family. Peace and light. Peace and love. Hold up. Here we go.